Hey guys, RTT back here for another video. Guys, today in my review of the Surface Duo 1 after 5 months of owning it. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off right away, guys, I will say I still love this device. Since day one of me owning it 5 months ago, I absolutely adore this device. Now, I never went through the struggles of when it first came out, spending $1,500 or $1,400 and buying a device that was buggy and just unusable, right? So when I picked it up was when it was like $600-700, and that by that time it was a lot more serviceable. Updates have been coming to this device, and it was a lot better device than it was day one. With that being said, though, I will still say to this day, this is a very great device. This device you can use right now. You can pick up right now. If you have AT&T, you can get AT&T locked model on Amazon for around $400. If you buy this regularly, it's like $600. eBay, you can buy these up for $300. $300 for this phone on eBay, guys. And I'm telling you right now, for $300, it is an amazing phone. And I did say on one of my videos, I said it was amazing, one of the best budget phones. And somebody commented and said that you cannot compare this to a budget phone, because if you look at some budget phones, you got the iPhones that are around $700. You got the Pixel 6 that just came out, and that's around $699. So at that price tag, I will say you are correct, right? So at a price tag of $600, you can get pretty much almost everything you want out of a flagship phone. You might not get perfection, but you can get a lot of great stuff. Now, what does this actually lack in today's market? Well, first off, it has an outdated processor, Snapdragon 855 processor, only 6 gigabytes of RAM. It does still pack a punch with a lot of great stuff. It still does run Android 10, which is an L in my opinion. But again, keep in mind, we're getting Android 11 this upcoming December. We're also probably going to be getting Android 12L sometime next year on this phone. So it still has a lot of promises left. So while, yes, it might not be the best, most, amazing foldable phone or amazing foldable phone / flagship phone, it still packs a lot of punch. Now, the only downsides to this phone, of course, is there's only one camera on this actual phone, which some people say is a downside, some people say is an upside, because you guys can see that it looks a lot more flush without having that camera bump on there. But overall wise, the other thing that people hate about this phone is no NFC, so you can't use Samsung Google Pay, and also, of course, it doesn't have wireless charging. Other than that, phone is pretty dang amazing, in all honesty. And I think a lot of people who hate on this phone has never ever used this phone. And trust me, my daily driver right now at this moment is the Surface Duo 2. And I absolutely adore the Surface Duo 2. It's a phone that I use every single day. I have NFC, I have no wireless charging, but I pretty much have everything I need out of this phone. When I switched back to the Surface Duo 1 for a day, I really thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to hate this. This is going to be awful, but let's get it over with. I still love the Surface Duo 1. It still gives me everything I need. I still have AirMessage. I still have every functionality I have. Yeah, I don't have a huge camera on the back, but I don't need to use the camera that much. I don't have NFC, kind of sucks, but I use my Apple Card then. Like, there's stuff that you can do to get around having to deal with this. And something that somebody commented was a really great idea was, somebody said, because this phone doesn't have an outside display, instead of going ahead and always using it like this, just buy one of those Galaxy Watches. Galaxy Watch, right now, I think you could probably buy for like $200 on eBay, maybe $150 on eBay. Buy a cheaper Galaxy Watch. Now you have all your notifications go right from your Surface Duo 1 to your Galaxy Watch. You never have to open up the phone, right? So again, there's a lot of ways to look at and a lot of ways to get around, issues with this phone. And I will say overall, once it gets Android 11, I think a lot more people will be interested in this phone. I'm going to be interested to see if Microsoft raises the price of this phone once it gets Android 11. If it gets Android 11 and it runs it very consistently and actually really does work, I kind of have a weird feeling that Microsoft might raise the price of it. Again, like I said, we have to wait and see, but if it is actually getting the job done with Android 11, Microsoft might be like, timeout. If this is selling really good again, we might have to raise this back up to like $900. But like I said, at this moment in time, it just simply is what it is. It's a foldable phone. You don't have to worry about the camera bump. You don't have to worry about any kind of gimmicks or any kind of bull crap. It is literally just a 2-screen device. and it gets the job done. It works with pretty much every accessory that you can think of. It has great Bluetooth. I use it with my keyboard and mouse, my Bluetooth keyboard and mouse. I also have, of course, you guys saw on the channel, a foldable keyboard and mouse, and it works perfectly fine with all those things. I will say overall wise, battery life, I'm going to give it probably an 8 out of 10. Battery life is fine. I don't have any issue with it. Yes, sometimes it might be a little bit here and there, not the greatest, but it's definitely still very solid and gets the job done. I showed off in my other video before that yes, you can even use the pen cover case on the Surface Duo 2 on the Surface Duo 1 if you want to go ahead and get a stronger magnet on the Duo 1. Now, of course, you're not getting that wireless charging technology, to charge your Surface Pen, but you're still going to be able to get somewhat of a stronger magnet on the Surface Duo 1. So there's a lot of ways to kind of get around things. You can add wireless charging to this device if you want to, either by buying one of those like $3 wireless charging coils off eBay, going ahead and sticking it to the back of this phone, or you could go ahead and do what I do, which I, of course, use MagSafe right here, and I connect it to my wireless charging pad. Again, I have a video on the channel about that. So there's a lot of ways to get around things when it comes to Surface Duo. And I know you might say like, oh, well, that sucks. I had to do all this to get around it. You're spending $400 or $500 on this phone. And if you buy off eBay, you can buy for like $300 off eBay. $300 you're buying off eBay instead of spending, what, 14, 1500, actually no, 15, 1600 for this phone right here. So 1600, $300. And what the funny thing is, a lot of things you have to do on this phone to get around things, you have to do on this phone too. So at the end of the day, Surface Duo 1, still a great device, still worth, in my opinion, still worth the money. I mean, at $1,500, $1,400, this thing was not worth the money. This is not worth $1,400, $1,500. But for a price tag of $300, $400, it's absolutely worth the money. And if this is your, for example, I said this before, if this is your secondary device, you're going to fall in love with this device. If this is your main device, you might have some hiccups, some issues. And again, you might not be the happiest with this device. But if this is your secondary device, I'm telling you right now, you're going to absolutely fall in love with this device because it is an amazing secondary device. It really is. I mean, it's an amazing phone in general if you are using it as your primary device. But even as your secondary device, this phone is going to give you so much luxuries. And I promise you, the second you buy this phone and you hold it like this and you're using it like an actual book and you're reading a book off of it, you're going to look at this phone and say, wow, best $300 I ever spent. But guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I know a lot of people watching my channel absolutely love the Surface Duo 1. They hate the Surface Duo 2. So I wanted to make this video for you guys, kind of giving you guys my thoughts and opinions after 5 months. There's so much to do with this phone. So much, greatness. I will say gaming on this phone is still an amazing feature. You run it whether you use emulators or you go ahead and use Xbox Game Pass or just apps out of the store. Still amazing device. Comment down below your thoughts and opinions. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.